This is a 3-wire blue cable from a Maytronics Dolphin. The cable was faulty. Using a multimeter, we located the broken segment. We do not want to throw out 18 meters of good cable. Can we rejoin the broken wires? Corrosion has affected the wires. Using a Dremel and a wire wheel, we try and clean off the corrosion. The problem is that each wire strand needs to be cleaned. You can see that the solder does not stick well. The solder will only attach where the copper is clean. When we try and join two sides, it is not neat. The corroded wires will only flow solder if there is no corrosion. The large solder blobs are trimmed back using a file. This will allow us to seal over the solder joints. I thought that industrial black hot glue would work. The glue is water resistant. That was a failure. The hot glue broke off and the joints also broke near the solder joints. I tried cleaning the wire with hydrochloric acid. This time I plan to use acrylic resin to hold the joints. The liquid monomer is mixed with the resin powder. We coat the lumpy solder joints with acrylic resin. We leave it to set hard in 30 minutes. I use some heat shrink over the set acrylic. It looks good, but I could not screw the white cap back on. Start again. The wires are getting shorter. You can see how much corrosion there is inside the cable. We need every strand of wire cleaned to make it stick. Fine aluminium oxide powder is used to sandblast the wire. Try to sandblast inside a container. These are all of the ends sandblasted. Once both ends are sandblasted, we can solder them. We want the join to be under the sealing white nut. We can see the solder actually flowing around the strands of wire now. We just heat the two joints and then hold them together. Again, we seal the join with acrylic resin. The acrylic sets very hard in about an hour. Any excess acrylic is trimmed back. This will allow the plastic nut to screw right down to the connector. Any acrylic resin porosities can be filled with more resin. Contact cement is used to seal the acrylic to the rubber cable. Rubber and resin do not bond. The rubber seal will be pressed down with the white locking nut. Make sure the pin terminals of the motor block are clean. Lubricate the O-ring with silicone grease. If you cannot push the connector down, check that the O-ring is not caught. The connector must be pushed right down to create the seal. Add more silicone grease for the top seal. Do not use too much force when screwing the white nut down, or you could break it. Water test your robot, which has a newly repaired cable. Thanks for watching.